Hey yo, what it do? This your boy Tony ToteBag, and this is Culture Topics. Salute to
Wow.
my hustlers. What's poppin' to my entrepreneurs? You dig? D-Town, stay down. Texas, what's up? Louisiana, what it do, baby? Missouri. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I see y'all up there in Nebraska. Yes, sir. LA. You dig? Mexico, you dig? The UK. Let me see. One more. Give me one more. Boom, 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 boom. Georgia. What's poppin'? Alright. It's story time, man. It is story time. I want to shout out right now Unique Mecca Audio. I know some of y'all know who that is. Unique Mecca Audio. He has a YouTube channel. And he tells great stories, about his days, as a kingpin or whatever. And he kind of bounces around. He'll tell one story, then he'll go here, he'll go there, and it kind of sometimes it ties all in, and then sometimes it won't, But the stories are good nevertheless. So anyway, pardon that. Anyway, what we're going to do today is we're going to take a page out of Unique's book. And I'm going to tell a story. I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit, but here we go. All right, here's the story of when I was placed on 2 probations. I was already on 1, and then something happened, and then I had to do another term, a consecutive term of probation. All right, that's that's tricky too. All right, now the first part of the story takes us back to the detention center. I met a pimp named Daddy, and he was in a whole bunch of trouble. And I didn't call him Daddy or nothing like that, but that was his name. He didn't call me by my name. I didn't call him by his bro or what's up or homie or whatever, because we're in passing when we speak to each other in the court type settings and stuff like that. We wasn't in the same dorm. But anyway, Daddy was in a whole bunch of trouble. Daddy was on parole and probation, he told me. And Daddy told me he had caught another case. So Daddy was in some trouble. Daddy was finna go to prison. So, okay, but the thing about it, he was on parole and probation. And back then I was like, well, how that work? So he was on parole and probation. All right, now fast forward. Now I'm on the streets. I'm on probation for my case, and I want to smoke something. So I want to get some gas. So I go to this regular spot that we usually go to in the South. So, and usually what happens is this: they're kind of kicking it, they're kind of like kicking it out. You pull up, they come to you. And you get what you need and you gone. You're out of there. And so that's what I was expecting this particular day. All right. So we pull off the boulevard and pull onto the street. Look down the street through the windshield, of course, and there they are, as normal. So we pull up. All right. So when we pull up, instead of the guy coming to the car or whatever and doing the normal and then we gone, he tells me to get out. I'm like, what? But it's a lot going on, so I'm like, okay, let me hurry up and get out, do this. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm on the spot right now, and it's a lot going on. You just, So I hop out real quick, do what I need to do. It didn't take long. Hop out, do what I need to do, hop back in the car. Okay? Hop back in the car. And man, let me tell you, we pull off, right? And we been a few corners. No, we been 2 corners. Before we could bend that 3rd corner, whoop, whoop. It's the damn police. And they right behind us, y'all. Ooh, they right behind us. I'm on probation. Pull us over. All right, he comes. He doesn't bother with the driver. Thank God. He comes straight to me. I'm like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? And he leaned, he takes me out of the car, right? He told me to get out of the car. And then he's like, where'd you buy from that house? And I'm like, what? I didn't buy anything from any house. We just riding, I don't know what you're talking about. And he says, man, don't bullshit me. We just saw you pull up in this car, get out, you know. And he described some guy that he knew, you know what I'm saying. But I still tried to play crazy, you know what I'm saying. Because I tried to play crazy, of course, because that's the code. But I tried to play crazy too, because I know for a fact I had a full ass stash spot. And when you have a full ass stash spot, you can play crazy as a motherfucker. Alright? So I played crazy with him for a while. So we going back and forth, me playing crazy. He's trying to get me to go ahead and open up because he saw me, you know. I'm probably on camera and everything doing it. But I'm playing crazy. Fuck that shit. You just gonna have to show me. But okay, so he's thinking that I went in there to do, I didn't go in there. I got out there to do some serious business. You know, y'all know what I'm saying. And it wasn't nothing like that. I'm just trying to get some smoke. You know what I'm saying? So finally, he kind of gets through to me. He was like, okay, man, if you didn't do what I think you did, just give it to us or give it to me. And I'm like, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, or I'm going to call the K9s and they're going to hop in the SUV and tear it up looking for it. And we're going to find it in your seats and everything going to be all messed up. So I didn't want that to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not my car. I'm in the passenger. So I go ahead and, because they wasn't going to find it. It was going to take an animal to find that shit. So I give it to him. Bam. He writes me a ticket. So I'm thinking, you know, cool. But the damn ticket is like what you would probably think it was, on some pitching and handling type shit. But it's a ticket, you know. I'm on paper, felony probation, and I got this ticket. I'm like, damn, I don't want my PO to know, you know what I'm saying? So when I get the information for the ticket or whatever, I have to go to court. Yes, I have to go to court. So fast forward, I go to court, and I tell her, you know, it was a black lady judge, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. I told her flat out, I don't know if they can see it already, I don't know. But I told her I'm on probation, felonies for some serious, and I just don't need this, you know. I told her flat out, I can't. If word gets back to Miss that this doesn't happen, boy, she gonna expedite me to the penitentiary. I'm gone, you know what I'm saying? Because she didn't like me, you know, I didn't like her either. So the judge tells me, okay, I don't know if she considered what I said, but she was like, you do 6-month probation, you clean up South Dallas or whatever. That was part of the probation. I had to clean up. Oh, I got some stories too about that. I'm glad I remembered that. Okay, I had to clean up South Dallas, and I met some interesting people, you know what I'm saying, while I was doing that. That'll be for another story. Clean up South Dallas, boom, bam, 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 and my courts won't know. They won't, you know what I'm saying? They'll keep this, and this, that. But if I get in trouble and I don't finish the 6 months probation, they gonna let the courts know, you know, the felony courts know, and then your boy's out of there. Yeah, dig. So I was like, hell nah, I couldn't let that happen. So I did the 6 months without getting in any trouble, any tickets or anything like that. And every week I would go and clean up South Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where the crime happened, or whatever. So I had to clean up South Dallas. I had to end up doing that twice. So there's some stories to that. Man. My whole life was in trouble though, but I've gotten into some, but there'll be other stories where I wasn't getting into trouble. Let's see. So yeah, I had to serve that, but I did it, and they didn't notify the courts that I was on probation, and it was successful. Bam. So that story's over. I was on 2 probations, but as I'm telling this story, it makes me remember some other things that happened while I was serving that probation and doing that community service in that neighborhood. Shout out to that hood too, I love it. But some things was going down, man, because you know young Tony was young. So, and then that's you know, that's one of those areas here in Dallas. So it was fun though, but you know, things happen when you're young and at that age, and you know, places like that. So shout out to them. I do got some interesting stories to tell about that. I just thought about that. So I'll put those in the archives as well and let you guys know what I learned from when I was doing that community, because it's extremely interesting, and I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a precursor for that. I was learning about like Dallas versus the Jamaicans when they had came to the city, like back in the 90s or the late 80s or something like that. They were all over the US. They were making some big noise, making some big money, and they were just doing, it's all documented, but our story hasn't really been told on the Dallas side. And I know my Dallas folks, I know y'all's wheels are spinning now, some of y'all from the surrounding areas, because it was huge. This is big. So what I'm gonna try to do, young Tony's gonna try to get his journalism on, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my journalism on. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring y'all what I've learned about that. I'm gonna bring it to culture topics. And I pray and I hope that some of the OGs, because it's gonna take some OGs out of Dallas and the surrounding areas to tell this. Because I was getting the game from, you know, a very reputable person out that south side, you dig? So, you know, shout out to him. I ain't gonna say his name, you know what I'm saying? But he's solid. And, you know, if I ever run into him or he hit me up and he don't mind me saying his name, I'll say his name. Because, man, you know, I was a young dude, man. I looked up to him, you know what I'm saying? I'm out that east. But it didn't matter to me, you know, real is real. So no matter where you from. So shoot, I looked up to him and he had a lot of knowledge and information and he was humble, you know. I don't know if I labeled him an OG or not, but he don't like to carry titles like that. He don't need to. He don't need, you know, he don't need to do that. So if I called him an OG, that's just how I talk sometimes, but he's the real deal. So, and there's a lot of people out there, you know, similar to him that can kind of fill in the blanks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to do my best to, you know, get my journalism on later on in my culture topics journey, and you know, try to bring y'all that, because that's interesting, and hopefully, you know, people can fill in the gaps. Anyway, man, this is Tony ToteBag. It says it right there. Culture topics, founder of East Style Fashion. It's Friday, you know what I'm saying? Payday. And man, I'm gonna get with y'all, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. You know, shout out to all of the cities and all of the territories, man, that rock with me. It's gonna take a while, man. I'm about to, you know, but shout out to y'all. You know, Seattle, Alabama, you know, Tennessee, you know what I'm saying? It's somebody I be forgetting all the time, and I hate that. I be forgetting them. You know, them boys in Vegas, in Milwaukee, and oh yeah, in Cleveland, man. Tap in, man. I wanna let y'all know, man. Y'all fuck with y'all up there, man, in Cleveland, man. Y'all keep y'all heads up. Y'all keep grinding and making that money, man. This is Tony ToteBag, Culture Topics. Peace.